What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And if you are new here, my name is Drew. I'm a model slash social media influencer who happens to know a little about subjects pertaining to spiritual and personal development. If you couldn't tell by the title of this video, today we're going to be discussing the importance of solitude and why it is such an important factor in developing our personal identity. But before I even get into today's video, I would suggest that you go back and watch the video that I linked down below. Because I'm basically going to be piggybacking off of what I said in that video, and I just want to get you caught up to speed so that you know what's going on. However, if you've already seen that video or you just don't mind filling in the blanks, let's not waste any more time. Feel free to get settled, open your eyes and ears, grab a pen and paper because I'm about to school you. Class is in session. So I'm just going to start off by saying that I personally always had a strong sense of identity. And I think me growing up as an only child for a big majority of my childhood, especially during those developmental years, played a big role in that. But I noticed that as I've gotten older, I've been placed in seasons where I was kind of forced to be in solitude, and especially during the pandemic. And that's when I really realized, I was able to see for myself the real magic and spending time alone and how important it was to rediscovering yourself, reinventing yourself, and just how necessary it was to have a good restart. And let me just say, if you ever find yourself in a season where you just aren't really enjoying the things that you used to enjoy, you aren't really connecting with, your friends the way that you used to connect, I would suggest not immediately claiming depression, because it could just mean you need to take a step back and look within and just reground yourself. Because what I've learned for myself is whenever I start feeling that way, whenever I start feeling like just really unfulfilled with my life, and I'm doing the exact same things that I was doing months ago that had me feeling like my cup was full, that usually means that I'm being called into a hermit mode, and it's time for me to just sit down, regroup, and just really get to the root of, whatever I'm being called to that hermit mode for. You'll find out as you step into it, but you won't really know until you sit down, because essentially what that means is that there's some type of void there. You know what I mean? So it's then up to you to decide how you want to go about filling that void. You could continue doing the things that you're doing, continue going out, continue partying, continue hooking up, continue, just doing what we do to fill our voids. Or you could just take a seat. I just keep repeating take a seat, because sometimes you really need to sit down, bro. Like, you just have to. You have to slow down in life sometimes, or life is gonna do it for you. I've learned that. Take some time to sit with yourself. Take some time to look within and find the answers that you need. And I'm not gonna sit here and say it like it's easy, because it's not easy to sit with yourself sometimes. It's not easy to spend time alone, especially for a lot of people who just never had to. You grew up with your siblings, or you always have friends around, or you've always been in a relationship. So you never really got the chance to explore yourself outside of the influence of having other people around you. And a lot of times when people find themselves alone, that's when a lot of boredom sets in. That's when a lot of sadness sets in. They start thinking too much. And that could be really intense for some people. A lot of people would rather spend their time, with a companion or some type of companionship. And while that can offer some sort of immediate comfort, it could also potentially be a catalyst to stagnancy. Because in order to really get in touch with who you are, in order to really understand your life's mission, you have to spend time alone. You have to. Can't nobody hold your hand through the process. It's all on you. Your mission on this earth is going to require you to tap into the real you. Your mission is going to require you to tap into that person that you are when you are completely by yourself. That person that nobody sees. And if I'm being completely honest, that could be really terrifying for a lot of people. I know that was terrifying for me, because it's here I am, being who I needed to be when I was outside, but when I was alone, I was able to take my mask off. I was able to really breathe and be myself. And I think that's something a lot of people can relate to. And the thought of showing that person to the whole world, the thought of showing that person to, when I stepped outside, it was just but that solitude, it's just a really integral part of our personal development because it is personal. It's giving you that freedom to be who you are when nobody's around. It's giving you that freedom to take that mask off, to take that breath without, people around you passing judgment, putting the 2 cents in, or give you any suggestions on what you could do differently. You get to really see what you're about. Now you could listen to that Doja Cat song that you secretly love so much. Now you could watch those serial killer documentaries that you really are into, that have you hooked. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's around to judge you for it. You could walk around naked. Nobody would care because there's nobody to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is freedom. I think that's what makes it so addicting. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's no rules. And I don't know about you guys. I'm going to speak for myself here. But growth, it just happens to come really naturally when I'm alone. Like, I could lock myself in a room for a week and I could come out a completely different person. I could disappear from the scene for like a month and step out doing something completely different, bro, like something way cooler. And I don't know, I think my solitude plays a big part in me being able to do that. And to be honest, I think everybody can do that. You just really have to be able to walk through that desert by yourself. Simple. Like, it's really no more explanation. You got to be able to do it alone. And it's even gotten to the point where it's like I prefer to be by myself more than I prefer to be around other people. Like, I was just talking to somebody about what I was doing for New Year's, and I was like, I brought it in by myself. I just really wanted to be in my own space and my own energy. And the vibe that I got from them was just kind of like, oh, like, that's so sad. And it's just like, what are you, like, it's not. I really enjoy this. Like, I don't mind being alone. I would much rather, there's been so many times in my life where I went out and I would just be there like, oh my God, bro, I should have stayed at home. Like, I'm around all these people I don't know. I'm around people I don't like. I'm around all of this energy that isn't mine. And I'm just as bored as I would be if I was at home. The only difference is if I was at home, I would have the peace to, like, not have to partake in social activities. Then I realized, like, a lot of people just have different perceptions of being alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people just can't necessarily always sit with themselves. They might have a lot going on internally. I don't know. Like, it could be really triggering for a lot of people to be alone. I just happen to not be one of those people. I have the pleasure of having this amazing personality. So when I'm by myself, I'm never bored. You know what I mean? I'm always cracking myself up. I'm laughing at my own jokes. I will say though, you do have to check being alone for too long, because just like being outside and being in the mix could cause you to kind of lose yourself. Being too closed in, being too much into your solitude could turn you into a bit of a weirdo, bro. Like, lock yourself up for 2 years, then go outside. I guarantee you're gonna feel like an alien, and I'm not playing. Like, you just gonna feel like you gotta learn how to be social all over again. Like, bro, you just have to be able to gauge when it'll be time for you to go back into the real world, and that's gonna look different for everybody. Like, for some people, it just might be immense boredom. For some people, I know for me, whenever I start, like, just screaming for no reason, like just yelling, just saying random things, acting like I got Tourette's low-key, okay, maybe it might be time to make some plans, because you're starting to slip, bro. Like, go outside, touch some grass, talk to somebody. And then let me just say, just because you are in solitude doesn't mean you have to stay in the house too. Like, some people staying in the house is anything but solitude. It's full of people, it's full of kids. Like, you have to go outside to get some alone time. Go catch a good movie by yourself. Go to a restaurant by yourself. Go shopping by yourself. Go to a concert alone. People who go to concerts alone, bro, I really think they're super cool, because I haven't built my confidence up to be able to do that yet. But that's definitely on my list of things that I want to do, is to be able to go to a concert alone. And then you will see that when you spend time alone out in the real world, you attract a different experience than you would if you were with your friends. You know what I mean? You attract an experience that's more so catered to who you are. You'd be really interested in seeing, like, who you meet, who you come across, the conversations that you'll have with a stranger, if any at all. I don't know, it's just a unique experience I think everybody should experience pretty regularly. Like, there are people who just cannot go outside by themselves. They can't do anything by themselves. I'm just like, bro, how? Like, how? I don't get it, but I don't think I'm supposed to. But that is all that I have for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like what you see here today, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. You know I like sharing my insights with you guys, so you know, turn that post notification on if you want to get the first dibs on what's next to come. In the meantime, class is dismissed. Have a great day.